Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you today. We have the Bestech Junzi. I think it might be pronounced Junzi. I don't know. Junzi. I don't know what it is. Probably it's pronounced Junzi, but people are going to say Junzi, so that's what we're going to say. Very cool one-hand open slip joint, what I call ultra-modern slip joint. I really do like this kind of niche of knife. I've had a lot of them. Big fan. I have a reason to own them. I travel to Europe a fair amount, so it's nice to have something that I know is going to be legal to carry over there. And this is a pretty darn good one. It is a pretty new model. I did get to handle the prototype, so if this looks somewhat familiar to you, I had a green prototype of this, and I really liked it. And I implored you all to say to go get it or from Bestech, or to go tell them you wanted it from Bestech, more accurately, saying Instagram and stuff. They were kind of judging interest as to how many they were going to make. Apparently a lot of you said it because they're out. They've been out for a few days. They're still available. So apparently they made a good number of them, and I'm happy about that because this is a pretty cool knife, and I got to get one, so I'm very happy about that. I will say this is available on White Mountain Knives for $168, but if you use the code SDWMK at checkout from White Mountain Knives, there's a link down below, you get 10% off. That is not an insignificant amount of money on a $168 knife. You can use that code all over the store. 10% off everything, but yeah, 10% off of one of these is not too bad. So please go down, click, use that code. I don't get a kickback, but it encourages them to help me getting cool stuff like this. So I probably wouldn't have gotten this if it wasn't for them. So please go down, check that out, use the code, etc. All right, enough shilling. Let's go on. Let's do some size and specs and comparisons and all that stuff before we move on too much farther. We have an overall length of 6.7 inches, blade length of 2.75 inches, blade thickness of 0.13 inches, handle thickness of 0.44, and a weight of 2.85 ounces. Not super light for a knife this size, but it's full titanium, so that's not really much of a surprise there. Do some size comparisons. This is not a tiny knife. A lot of these one-hand slip joint things are fairly small. This reminds me a lot of the Kaiser Zip Slip. I really wish I had that to compare it to, but I don't have mine anymore. If I did, I would show you that. But it does kind of remind me an overall size of that. For example, let's use one of our standards here. In a knife we're all probably familiar with, the Spyderco Delica 4. It's just a little bit smaller than a Delica 4. So it's pretty decent size. We will do one more Spyderco here. We have the Spyderco Para 3. Obviously, the Para 3 is much bulkier, but you can see an overall length. It's only just a little bit longer. And then we'll do a couple of other slippy jointy things. Another modern slip joint, not in the ultra modern slip joint category, I would say, but the Lion Steel Roundhead. Very similar in overall length to that. But obviously, this is a bit bulkier. The Swiss Army Cadet, quite a bit bigger than that. And lastly, another ultra modern one-hand open slip joint I've been enjoying a lot, the Three Rivers Manufacturing Atlas, also one that's fairly similar in price. As you can see, a lot smaller than that. This is more what you see in the one-hand open slip joints, usually smaller stuff like this. This is actually really good size for something like that. All right, let's talk more about the knife itself. Design-wise, I like the look of it. It's fairly curvy. I like the carbon inlays. I think they look good. It does come in many colors. It comes in this plain titanium. It comes in a green. It comes in what they call pink gold or something like that. I think it just looks kind of bronze, but whatever, and a blue. I will say there are two things I don't like about the way it looks, though. I like the overall design, but the prototype came with a Bee Blast finish. I was hoping that would not last to production. It did. I don't care for the Bee Blast. Bestech is getting away from that. They put out a bunch of knives earlier this year that had the Bee Blast. Unfortunately, I think this is one of the last of those. They are getting away from it, but I just don't care for it. It doesn't look good. Increases the likelihood of corrosion. This is S35VN, so it shouldn't be a problem, but still, I just don't care for the look of it. Another thing I have a problem with it aesthetically, and this isn't probably Bestech's fault, but because they don't show any pictures of it, the other side of the knife, but The pictures on Blade HQ, which is not where I got this from, but it's the only pictures I could find that showed the other side of it, showed this with a gray pocket clip. Came with this blue one. Yeah, wasn't too pleased about that. This is a nice gentlemanly knife. I'm going to use it in that gentleman's folder roll. I'll honestly probably use it most time without the clip at all, but it would have been nice if it was the gray like it showed in the pictures, but I'm not going to harp on it, but that is a bit disappointing that it's the wrong color. Obviously, I can take all that off if I want to without too much effort, but still would have liked it better if it was a just plain titanium clip instead of the blue. But other than that, I think it looks great. And quality-wise, absolutely nothing to complain about. Everything is very well put together. Centering is great. You know, everything is nice and flush here on the back spring, which for their first slip joint, that's not an easy thing to get right. And they did. So I can't really complain there. You can feel the edges of this carbon. It's not 100% flush. It is on the bottom, but on the tops on both sides, you can feel it. It's not a major thing, but you can feel the difference there. But other than that, quality on it is outstanding. The blade is pretty good. It's got a nice, good tip on it, which I do really like. It's a slip joint, so you're not going to want to be stabbing into a whole lot of stuff, but it is a nice enough tip that you're not going to snap it off if you do. It's about 21 thousandths, 22 thousandths behind the edge. Not bad at all. Nice high flat grind. 0.13 inch blade thickness. It's not crazy thick. It's a pretty good slicer. It came super sharp out of the box. Very, very sharp out of the box. Bestech always does a great job with that. Very happy with the blade on it. Ergonomically, it is really good. That was my favorite thing when I held the prototype, and they've not changed a thing about it, so I'm happy about that. You can hold it 4 fingers back here, no problem. I have, again, large size hands, but skinny fingers. You can definitely do that. But let's be honest, it's a slip joint. You're mostly going to hold it choked up like this. That's really nice to do with a slip joint, because if it does close on you, it's just going to push on your finger. It's not going to cut you. So that's definitely the way I'd recommend using it, the way I've been using it, and it works really well. No hot spots whatsoever. You can't feel this clip at all. My hand can't tell it's blue, but it fits my hand really well. It's very comfortable. Very happy with that. Carry-wise, it's pretty good. I do kind of wish that maybe this was just a standard old, like, you know, spring clip, maybe a deep carry clip or something. Milled pocket clips are really nice, but I'm going to pull out the old destroyed Wranglers here. And you can see, again, I think this is a knife that's going to get used a lot in that kind of gentleman's carry roll. And I swear it's not this hard to put in a pocket. I've been doing it all day, but when you have it pants that aren't attached to anything, it makes it much more difficult to get it in and out of the pocket. It actually does slide in and out fairly easy. The clip's a bit tight, but not too bad. But as you can see, there's a fair amount sticking out of there. And again, I don't know what color the clips are on the other ones, but a colored clip like that is going to stick out a little bit in that kind of gentlemanly sort of roll. But I do kind of wish it was just a regular, standard deep carry clip or something like that. So the carry's okay, not outstanding, but it's all right. As far as the action on it, it works really well. Super smooth. Definitely. I think they got the tension on the back spring just right. The walk and talk, as they say, is very good. It has a really nice solid half stop. You push it and it's not going to fall on. It's not going to snap your fingers. It's a really good stop. The back spring on that initial phase is not so hard that you're going to push past it and chop your fingers. So you're not pushing terribly hard. The half stop is perfectly adequate. Nice snappy shut closure. Works really well. They definitely got the action really good for their first slip joint. This is pretty damn good, I have to say. Very impressed with the action on it. Overall, pretty impressed with the whole knife. Now, $168 is a lot of money for a slip joint, definitely. Some of you may say a lot of money for a Chinese slip joint, but it's really well made. It's got carbon fiber little inlays, full titanium S35 VN, titanium milled clip. All the boxes are checked here for it to be a $168 knife. It also comes with a really cool little, they've changed some packaging too. I almost forgot about this. They have this, the new box, which is pretty cool. They changed their slogan to Striving for Greatness, which I think is better. Nice little box. And in it, they've changed their bag. I really like this. Instead of coming in your standard old zip pouch, now it comes with this little soft, it comes with, of course, your cleaning cloth. And then it comes in this nice, really soft drawstring bag. Wish you guys could feel how soft it is in there. It's really nice. It's like super, super soft material. And you got this little drawstring. I really like it. I think this is only coming on their smaller ones. I got this and a Bestech engine on the same day, which is also a small knife. They both came with this bag. I doubt they're doing this in the bigger ones. I bet the bigger ones will have their usual zip pouch, but this is really nice. It's thick. It's very thick, which isn't going to come across on camera, but this is a thick, heavy, well-built bag. I really like it. I think this is nice just to do something different than the same old zip pouches that everybody else does. Big fan of that. So yeah, it's a nice quality knife. You feel like you're getting some really good stuff. Again, the only complaints I have with it at all are the bead blast on the blade, and I wish this clip wasn't blue in this particular color. But other than that, it's, as far as a functional knife, from any functional standpoint, I have zero complaints whatsoever. And from quality, zero complaints. So good job, Bestech. I'm glad you made this. I'm glad that companies are starting to do more ultra-modern slip joints, as I call them. I'm very happy about that. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.